Darkness has never been empty. It breathes, it watches, it remembers. Since the dawn of our existence, when night fell and the wind carried whispers through the trees, humanity has looked into the darkness and wondered, what lies beyond the light? We have searched the skies for gods and galaxies, for signs of life in the void above. But perhaps our greatest mystery has never been overhead. Perhaps it has always been beneath our feet. Beneath the roots of forests and the bones of mountains, deeper than any mine, beyond the reach of light, lies a silence older than civilization itself. Some say it is only stone and molten fire. Others whisper of realms untouched by the sun, worlds forgotten by time, kingdoms breathing in the endless dark. This is where our descent begins. The story of the hollow earth is one of the strangest and most persistent myths humanity has ever told. Science teaches us that our planet is solid, a sphere of crust, mantle, outer core, inner core. We've measured the trembling of earthquakes, calculated the pull of gravity, mapped the planet's magnetic pulse with the precision of machines. And yet, despite all this certainty, there lingers a whisper of doubt. Why do we dream of worlds below? Ancient poets and philosophers spoke of them long before telescopes or satellites existed. In Greece, they called it Hades, the realm beneath, where souls wandered forever. In Mesopotamia, it was Ker, a land of shadows ruled by gods of darkness. To the Norse, it was Svartalfheim, the kingdom of the dwarves, master forgers deep within the earth. And to the Hopi of North America, it was the world of the ant people, who once saved humanity from destruction by taking them underground when fire and flood consumed the surface. Across continents and centuries, separated by oceans and language, the same idea returns again and again, that below us there exists another world. How can so many cultures, so far apart, dream the same dream? In the late 1600s, an astronomer named Edmund Halley, yes, the same man who tracked the famous comet, suggested something audacious. He proposed that the Earth might be hollow, made up of concentric shells, each possibly glowing with its own inner light. It sounds like fantasy, but Halley's theory wasn't born from myth. It came from science. He noticed strange fluctuations in compass readings, subtle shifts that normal explanations could not satisfy. He wondered, what if these disturbances came not from above, but from within? His peers dismissed him, but Halley had planted a seed, one that would take root in the human imagination for centuries to come. From that moment, explorers, dreamers, and scientists alike began to look down instead of up. If there was a world within our world, who or what might live there? Long before telescopes revealed the stars, storytellers whispered about what lay below. The Tibetan monks spoke of Shambhala, a radiant kingdom hidden within the mountains, invisible to the unworthy, home to beings of divine wisdom. To the Hopi, the ant people were saviors. To the Norse, the dwarves were creators. To early Christians, hell itself was not a metaphor, but a place beneath the crust where light could never reach. It seems that in every age, the earth was more than rock. It was alive, secretive, haunted. And then
In the 19th century, a strange man appeared. His name was John Cleves Sims, Jr., a former U.S. Army officer who began sending letters to Congress, universities, and newspapers proclaiming that the earth was hollow and habitable within. He claimed there were enormous openings at both poles, gateways to inner worlds where advanced civilizations thrived. Sims called upon the government to fund an expedition to find them. People laughed, but others listened. Newspapers printed his theories. Writers adapted his ideas into novels, and public lectures drew crowds eager to imagine a world beneath the ice. A world waiting to be found.
Though no expedition was ever launched, Symes's obsession lit a fire that still burns today. Because when people mock an idea, it often fades. But when they fear it, when they want it to be true, that idea becomes immortal. Centuries later, the evidence we thought we understood began to shift. Beneath Turkey's Cappadocia Plateau, archaeologists uncovered sprawling underground cities carved directly into the stone. Tunnels, chambers, ventilation shafts, entire living quarters for thousands of people. These were not legends, they were real. If ancient humans could carve entire civilizations below the surface, what else might exist deeper still, in places no human has yet reached? And then came the revelation that shook modern science. In 2014, geophysicists discovered traces of water locked within minerals deep in the Earth's mantle, 3 times more water than all the oceans combined. Hidden oceans. Silent, ancient, unseen. If such vast realms could exist without detection for millennia, could there also be life? Not microbes, not abstract theories, but intelligent beings, older than us, watching from below.
The whispering depths, the secret empire beneath our feet. In every myth, there is a pulse, a heartbeat that refuses to die. And in the myth of Agartha, that pulse echoes like a drum beneath the crust of the earth. Some say it's only imagination. Others, who have dared to go too deep, whisper that it's something else, something alive. As the 20th century dawned, the world above was racing toward modernity. Machines, engines, science, reason. Yet beneath that shining surface, fascination with the hidden world below refused to fade. Explorers, mystics, and even governments began to wonder, what if the hollow earth was not empty fantasy, but a veiled truth, hidden for a reason? The hidden network. From the icy tips of the poles to the burning sands of the Gobi Desert, strange reports began to surface. Tunnels carved with precision beyond human means, humming with an energy no one could explain. In the Andes, miners spoke of doorways that opened to nowhere, of warm winds rising from impossible depths. In Tibet, hermits claimed to hear the song of the inner earth, a low, rhythmic vibration that resonated through stone and bone alike. According to some accounts, these tunnels were not random. They formed a vast lattice beneath continents, a network so intricate it could connect the peaks of the Himalayas to the ruins of South America. Could it be coincidence that legends of Shambhala in the east and Agartha in the west described the same kingdom under different names? Mystics believed they were 2 doors to the same empire, an empire hidden beneath layers of rock, memory, and fear. The king of the world.
Ferdinand Ossendowski's tale, written in 1922, spoke of the king of the world, a being who ruled the subterranean realm, whose thoughts could shape destinies above. He described monks who trembled at the mere mention of his name, and prophecies that spoke of a time when the hidden would rise to the surface, when Agartha would once again reveal itself. Skeptics dismissed Ossendowski's accounts as exaggeration, a travel writer's fantasy. But others noticed something chilling. Similar legends existed far from Mongolia, separated by oceans and centuries. In India, texts of the Puranas spoke of Patala, a vast underground world filled with serpentine beings luminous with inner light. In South America, ancient petroglyphs depicted figures emerging from tunnels beneath mountains, carrying knowledge of the stars. Could it be that Ossendowski had stumbled upon fragments of a truth shared across civilizations? The memory of an ancient network of underground cities, ruled by a power beyond comprehension. The Nazi expeditions. History, as it turns out, did not ignore these whispers. During the 1930s, certain secret branches of the German Reich became obsessed with locating Agartha. Their agents, under the guise of anthropological missions, traveled through Tibet, the Himalayas, and Antarctica. Official records describe geological studies and ethnographic surveys, but unofficially, they sought the entrance to the inner world. It's said that deep in the archives of the Ahnenerbe, the Nazi Research Institute dedicated to ancient knowledge, lie documents marked Agartha, Zugangspunkte, meaning access points. Witnesses later claimed that explorers returned with strange relics, metallic discs inscribed with symbols unknown to any language, and maps that hinted at tunnels beneath the South Pole. Did they find the entrance? No proof remains, but rumors persist that the final days of the war saw secret flights to the Antarctic, to a region they called Neuschwabenland. There, some believe, a base was constructed, not above, but beneath the ice. A base that never answered to the surface again. The Hollow Earth Reborn. After the war, the myth refused to die. Instead, it adapted. In the 1950s, retired Admiral Richard E. Byrd of the U.S. Navy conducted Operation High Jump, an expedition to Antarctica officially meant for research and mapping. But rumors swirled of something far stranger, of aircraft disappearing, of encounters with disc-like craft that emerged from beneath the ice and vanished into the clouds. In his alleged private diary, Byrd wrote of a warm land beyond the pole, a place filled with green valleys, glowing light, and giant beings who spoke through telepathy. The diary, though never verified, became a cornerstone of modern Hollow Earth lore. To believers, Byrd had not only discovered Agartha, he had met its inhabitants. To skeptics, it was an elaborate myth born from Cold War paranoia and the growing UFO phenomenon. But even they could not deny that something about Antarctica remains deeply unsettling. Beneath its miles-thick ice, radar scans have revealed enormous voids, mountains hidden under glaciers, and heat sources that defy explanation. What are we truly standing on? The resonance beneath. In 2014, scientists discovered a layer of minerals deep in the Earth's mantle capable of storing water, 3 times the volume of all surface oceans combined. 3 times. Enough to drown the continents. This revelation rekindled an old fear. What if beneath our feet lies not only fire and stone, but oceans? Vast, lightless seas where unknown forms of life thrive, unseen since the dawn of time.
If life can exist around volcanic vents miles below the ocean floor, could it not also exist within the Earth itself, evolved in isolation, adapted to darkness? Some researchers even recorded low-frequency sounds beneath certain geological formations, vibrations that cannot be traced to seismic activity. The Earth, it seems, is not silent. It hums. And in that hum, some claim to hear voices.
Myth or memory. Every culture speaks of beings that dwell below, serpents, dwarves, gods, and kings. But what if these myths were not separate inventions, but fractured memories of a single truth? A civilization that retreated underground after a cataclysm long forgotten. Could the flood myths of the world, from Noah to Gilgamesh, be echoes of that same disaster? When the surface burned and the oceans rose, where could survivors flee except downward, into the womb of the planet itself? Perhaps Agartha is not a fantasy, but a memory of our own ancestors older and wiser than we dare imagine. The invitation below. If there is one constant across the centuries, it is this: the deeper we dig, the more the Earth resists our certainty. Every discovery of a new cave system, every uncharted cavern or underground lake adds another thread to the tapestry of mystery. We map, we measure, we name, but beneath our feet, the darkness waits, untouched, unchanged, unafraid. Some say Agartha is a place, others that it's a metaphor, a reflection of the human soul's hunger for the unseen. But what if it is both? What if the journey to the center of the Earth is not only through stone and fire, but through belief itself? The descent continues. So, as this chapter closes, listen, not to the noise of the surface world, but to the quiet. That faint vibration, that tremor you can't quite explain, it might just be the Earth breathing. Or perhaps it's something else stirring beneath. If this story has awakened something in you, curiosity, wonder, maybe even a shiver, then stay, because the descent is far from over. Like the explorers before us, we've only reached the threshold. Beyond this point, the light of science fades, and the whispers of legend grow louder. Next, we will follow those whispers into the darkest tunnels, into the realm where myth meets geology, where belief becomes experience, and where every answer raises a deeper question. The journey into Agartha has only begun, and somewhere in the depths, something ancient is listening. The legacy of Spinosaurus, the forgotten king. Even after millions of years, the legend of Spinosaurus refuses to fade into the sands of time. It was a creature unlike any other, part land predator, part aquatic hunter, a true anomaly of evolution. Scientists still debate its secrets. Was it a slow river ambusher, or a swift underwater killer that dominated the ancient waterways? Each discovery only deepens the mystery. The fossils unearthed in the deserts of Egypt tell a story of survival, of a creature perfectly adapted to two worlds, the scorching lands above and the dark, dangerous rivers below. With its sail towering like a prehistoric banner, Spinosaurus ruled its territory with silent precision. Some paleontologists believe its sail was used to attract mates. Others say it helped regulate body temperature, while some even think it acted as a weapon of intimidation, a warning to any rival that dared approach. And though the mighty Tyrannosaurus rex often steals the spotlight, the Spinosaurus stands apart, not just for its size, but for the mystery that still surrounds its existence. A king, not of land, but of water. Who knows? Beneath the shifting sands of the Sahara, under layers of forgotten earth and time, there may still lie another secret, a fossil that could rewrite everything we thought we knew about dinosaurs.
The Fall of the River King. But even the mightiest creatures cannot escape the hand of time. As the earth changed, so did its rulers. The rivers where Spinosaurus once hunted began to dry, the climate shifted, and the balance of nature turned against the great aquatic predator. Slowly, the reign of Spinosaurus came to an end. Its bones sank beneath layers of mud and silence, buried for millions of years, until one day human curiosity unearthed them again. From broken fossils and shattered jaws, scientists pieced together the image of a forgotten king. Each bone told a story of strength, adaptation, and mystery. A story that continues to challenge everything we thought we knew about life during the age of dinosaurs. And as we gaze at those ancient remains today, we're reminded that power alone doesn't define survival. It's the ability to adapt, to evolve, and to endure that decides which species truly lives on. Perhaps that's why the legend of Spinosaurus still endures, not in flesh and bone, but in our imagination, in the endless human desire to uncover the unknown.
The rise of new predators. When Spinosaurus vanished, a new chapter of Earth's history began to unfold. The great rivers that once echoed with its roar were soon ruled by smaller, faster, and deadlier hunters. From the ashes of extinction, new predators rose, each adapted to a world forever changed. Raptors hunted in packs, learning the art of coordination. Tyrannosaurus evolved sharper senses and stronger bites, claiming the throne of land dominance. But nature, as always, never stands still. Each rise brings another fall. Each ruler of the wild is destined to be replaced. Volcanoes erupted, skies darkened, and a massive asteroid struck the Earth, ending the reign of all dinosaurs in an instant. Yet from that destruction came rebirth. Tiny, fragile creatures, the ancestors of modern birds, survived, carrying within them the spirit of their ancient kin. Every feather, every song in the forest today is a whisper from that lost world, a reminder that life always finds a way. So when we look at the skies and see a bird soaring freely, remember, it carries the legacy of the Spinosaurus, the T-Rex, and all who ruled before them. They are not gone. They simply evolved. And through them, the age of dinosaurs still lives in every heartbeat of the living Earth. After the Great Fire faded and the world fell silent beneath clouds of dust and ash, Earth began to breathe again. For thousands of years, rain cleansed the skies. Forests returned, and oceans shimmered with new life. From the ruins of the dinosaurs' empire, tiny creatures emerged, fragile, yet full of potential.
They were mammals, small, clever, and fast. They hid in the shadows during the age of giants, but now the world was theirs to inherit. Evolution moved quietly, patiently. Each generation stronger, smarter, more adaptable than the last. And over millions of years, those tiny survivors gave rise to something extraordinary. A being capable not just of surviving, but of understanding.
A being who could look at the stars and wonder where it all began. That being was us. Humans, the newest chapter in Earth's long, unbroken story. But even now, as we explore the mysteries of the universe, we are forever connected to the creatures that came before. The power of the T-Rex, the grace of the raptors, the dominance of the Spinosaurus, they all live within us, in our instincts, our fears, our will to survive. The end of the dinosaurs was not the end of life. It was the beginning of everything that would come after. So, as we stand here today, looking back across millions of years of evolution, one truth becomes clear. Every ending is just the beginning of another story. Thank you for watching. If this journey through time inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to continue exploring the mysteries of our ancient world, where every fossil tells a story, and every story connects us all.